Think of your history. Think of the history that you have. Think about those moments in your life where you stood up on stage and your friend looked at you and went, you look stupid. And you went, I am never going to blank again. And you don't. You don't. We have programmed ourselves. We are so good. Embarrassment, shame, fear programs us so well, so efficiently, that we will literally never do that again. And that sentence in your brain, I will never blank again, is your jail sentence for the rest of your life. I am Christina Suter, and this is the Real Estate Breakthrough Show, where we talk about the reality of real estate, the mindset you need in order to face the reality of what it is, and tips and tricks to get you moving forward in investing. I am your host, Christina Suter. Today, I want to talk to you about mindset, your mindset, and what a difference it can make in your investing. So let's talk about how your personal history defines you. But most importantly, really, I want to talk about how your personal history can be your jail, or will you find your freedom? Are you going to let your personal history become your jail? So it really does define you. So I'm going to completely steal an idea from Landmark. I'm just letting you know where it comes from. This is not my idea. This is from the Landmark Forum. But I think it's an idea that's worth putting forward for you guys to think about. The injuries you have as a kid are like a sentence. I mean, like a jail sentence. But they're also a sentence in your head. Perfect example. You have just created an awesome piece of artwork. You're 8 years old. You're super excited. You go running into the kitchen and you go, Daddy, look at my artwork. Or you go, Mommy, look at my artwork. And your dad and your mom looks at it and go, oh, honey, that looks like a monkey. And you go, that's not a monkey. That's a horse. And they go, well, if you wanted to be a horse, you should have done blah, blah, blah. And you go, no, you're missing it. It's a horse and it's riding in the desert and they miss it. The point is, they miss it. It could be your parents, your mom, your dad, your sister, your brother, your caregiver. Could have been any teacher, but they miss it. And in that moment, in your frustration, you go, I'm never going to draw again. Or in that moment, you go, I am never. Fill in the rest of the sentence. Think of your history. Think of the history that you have. Think about those moments in your life where you stood up on stage and your friend looked at you and went, you look stupid. And you went, I am never going to blank again. And you don't. You don't. We have programmed ourselves. We are so good. Embarrassment, shame, fear programs us so well, so efficiently, that we will literally never do that again. And that sentence in your brain, I will never blank again, is your jail sentence for the rest of your life. Do you want to live with that? Is that the freedom you're looking for? Is a jail sentence to live inside of for the rest of your life that you will never blank? What does this have to do with real estate? It has everything to do with real estate. It has everything to do with, I will never be a cheater. I'll never be a taker. I will never be unkind to somebody. I will never ask for more than my share. I will never design something. I will never stand up for myself. I will never tell somebody the truth. I will never get angry. I will never show my true self. I will never show my feelings. Any one of those, I will never, and fill in your blank. Fill in your blank. I will never. Any one of those can be your downfall, your stumbling block, your trip. Can cause you to trip or stumble in real estate. It can cause you to not yell at your contractor when you should. I have one of those. I will claim that. I have not been yelling at my contractor like I should. I will claim that right now. I should be yelling at my contractor more than I do. I'll be honest with you. I really should. Because I will never get angry like that again. Comes out of a comment where my mother, I can remember in my mind, I was in the backyard and my mother looked at me and said, you know what? People don't like dealing with a bitch. Excuse my language. You're going to have to bleep that word out, but people don't like dealing with a bee. That's what my mother said. That stayed in my mind for a very long time so that I never acted that way again. It hasn't served me in some of my places of investing in real estate. So what do you have? What is your sentence? I will never. Sometimes we have to listen to ourselves in our moment of anger to be able to hear the truth of that sentence. It whispers itself in our mind, or it screams itself as we're yelling into a pillow, or while we're driving the car and we scream it at that other person. You should never blah, blah, blah. Oh, really? That means I should never blah, blah, blah. You need to listen for the opportunity where your mind exposes it in its anger, its rage, its crying, its embarrassment. Listen for the arrows back home. Listen for the truth of your limitations to whisper themselves to you in your thinking, and grab it, because that is your lifeline to your freedom. That is your lifeline to you reprogramming your sentence so that it becomes your freedom, so you can follow your joy. So when those sentences show up, I'll never blah, 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 or I will always be a blah, 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 or why am I always such a failure? Why am I always such a blah, blah, blah? Any one of those. If you find yourself thinking any one of those, you grab that sentence, write it down, and do the work to reprogram that sentence in your brain. That is probably another show. But there is a way to take those deep-seated memories and to reprogram them into something new. So until you can reprogram it, at least don't let it stop you. Don't let it be your definer. Don't let it decide what your success and failure is going to be. Grab it, write it down, create a positive affirmation around it, do the healing work, do the journaling, do the praying, do whatever it is that you do. Go up on the mount and have a sincere conversation with yourself and say, is it still true that I'm an 8-year-old child trying to draw something and I'm being put down for it, and therefore I'll never show my creativity again? Is that still true, self? No, it's not. You're a grown person who has the right to show your creativity through real estate, through your joy, through the truth of your own being. Choose your freedom over your jail sentence. Only you can do that. Others can help you heal it, but only you can choose that freedom every day of your life. This is Christina Suter with the Real Estate Breakthrough Show. Thank you so much for listening.